Alrighty, you asked, let's jump on in and cover closing costs. Really quickly before I get started, the loan estimate we're going to be going over is for the state of Oklahoma. There will be differences state by state. This is not a blanket, these are the only fees you should see. This is what a loan estimate in Oklahoma looks like, but the bulk of it will be the same. Alrighty, so let's break this down block by block. So the first block you've got on here is section A for origination charges. So these are any fees that are coming to you from your lender. So you might see things like an underwriting, origination, or processing fee. And then also if you're paying any kind of discount points for your rate, those are going to be listed there in block A. So over here we've got section B. These are services you cannot shop for. So a lot of these are going to be determined either by your state, your loan product, or the home you're trying to buy. So you'll see on mine I have an appraisal fee, credit report, couple of things that the state required or the loan product required, and then also my VA funding fees. So the funding fee does show up on here in block B, and I'll show you where to look to see if it's being financed into your loan. Block C down here on the bottom left side is the services you can shop for. So this is where you're going to see your title work. You pick your title company whenever you go under contract. So they're going to set their own fees. We are just trying to estimate and prepare you. And then as you can see on mine, there's also the pest inspection on there. Up here in block E, we've got taxes and other government fees. These are determined for us, really straightforward, just going to be the fee that it is. So I want to spend a little bit of time on the sections F and G, so bear with me. So up here you see homeowners insurance premium for 12 months. That's very straightforward. Whatever company you found for your homeowners insurance, they're going to send us the invoice. We're going to charge you for a full year right up front. You're going to pay from the day of closing to 1 year later. This next section right here is where it starts getting a little confusing. So you'll see on mine, I have a number of dollars per day for a certain number of days at a certain percentage. Don't get your hopes up, this is an older loan estimate. So the way this works, let's say you close on September 15th. Your first home payment is not going to be until 1 November. And on that 1 November, you are paying for your interest in arrears. So you're paying for October's interest. But the lender is not just going to let you have 15 free days of interest. They want that money. So when you close, you pay from the day you close to the end of the month in interest. Unless you're getting an interest credit, and I can do another video on that if anybody's interested, but it also is another deep dive. So if you close on the 15th, you're going to be paying 15 days of interest, or 16, depending on how many days are in the month, at whatever number is determined based on your interest rate up there. So it's all going to be set based off of this. So if you get cleared to close early and you move your closing date back, this number is going up because now you have to pay more money for more days, basically. Now, a question I get asked a lot is, if I'm paying 12 months of homeowners insurance up here, why am I also paying for, in my case, 2 months of homeowners insurance down here? Let's take it back to when we close on the 15th, but we don't have a payment till November 1st. Your escrow accounts get opened on the day you close, and your insurance bill is going to be due on the day you close. But your first payment's not for 2 more months. And so when next year's annual bill comes around, you've only made 10 payments. And so your escrow accounts are going to be short. So in this case, they're going to want you to essentially pad your escrow account so that when annual time comes around, you're not short, which is going to jack up your mortgage payment. This property taxes right here is under a similar concept as the homeowner's insurance. We do still want to get 2 to 3 months to pad your escrows because you're going to have a couple months before your first payment. However, they also want to take the taxes that the seller has been paying for the full year and transfer them to you. And then that way your escrow account has the full amount of months, not just the months you've paid. So it's not on here right now because this was an early loan estimate, but right down here you're going to see an adjustments and other credits. When you get to the end and they've said, okay, your annual taxes for the year are $2,000, but here's $1,000 from the seller, and then we need you to pay an additional $1,000, that's going to be where you see that, is down here on the adjustments. You're not going to see it at the very beginning because we don't know. We have to get those numbers from title. Just know that even if it says 9 months, don't panic. You're going to get a credit back to help with that cost. Over here in other, this is just where they're gonna put any miscellaneous fee that doesn't fit the box of the others. So in my scenario, I had a survey fee and then the owner's title insurance policy, which covers us in case there's an old lien against the home or an old judgment against the home. We're covered because title's telling us there isn't. And then last but not least, you can see here in J, we had a lender credit on ours, so that's where that's gonna be listed. And then down here in this bottom block, there's your total closing cost. If you're a veteran with a funding fee, that funding fee is going to be included in that total closing cost. So then you can see here on the second line that we financed it. Here's the deposit that we paid. Here's the seller credit. This bottom number, the cash to close, that is what you need to focus on. Don't get scared when you see that it's a $16,000 closing cost. Focus on the fact that you need to bring $3,600 to closing. I think this is it. Let me know if I missed anything or if you have any more questions.